What is going on, guys? My name is Tefty. Welcome to Dank Talk, episode number 10. We got BlueWestlo.
Hello.
We got VersusTheStream. And we're going to talk about video games. So, this week's big release. It's a meaty one. It's got it's rippling muscles with axes and samurai.
And I got a lot of pizza combos in there. Pizza combo.
Pizza combos and a lot of cheese with throwing people off an edge and stuff. Yeah.
People are already upset at me. Like, yo, you throw them off? That's not for honor. You're an honorable.
Hold up. Versus, are you telling me you're one of those people that throw people off all the time?
No, not all the time. No. I'm saying when I do it, one person has to just come out and be like, boom, hey, you're bad at this game. I'm like, wait, what? I did it like once in the past couple of hours.
Okay, I'm
the one being thrown.
I'm just making sure that you're not like the one that's going after throws constantly and being like, yo, look at
that's not how you get better at the
look
game.
how big my E-Pain is. It's huge. You guys been playing it?
A lot.
All right. Well, first, I guess, Versus, why don't you go say how you feeling about it so far with the release?
The game is way more fun than I expected. In the past podcast we talked about, I wasn't really sure about the game. We had Blue explain it and stuff like that. And I wasn't really extremely hooked, but it looked really fun. And the game has just blown my mind. Like, the gameplay is so fun. It feels rewarding. There's an actual learning curve, so you can't just turn on the game and be good at it, which is a huge thing for me. Like, I like being able to invest time into a game and actually feeling rewarded for that. Feeling like I'm better than someone else because I invested that time or just caught on to something quicker. The campaign was fantastic. I expected a certain, like a Titanfall 1 kind of campaign where you're put into a multiplayer map. It tells you to capture this and this. Oh, you beat the other, faction. But it was actual fleshed out campaign.
Yeah. And
I didn't expect it. And it was really fun. And I'm enjoying pretty much all of multiplayer, the customization, how the abilities work, the characters. And pretty much the only thing I don't like in the game is the game mode skirmish. That's it.
The skirmish? Oh, yeah?
Skirmish is trash for me. I feel like it just doesn't match well. I don't like the whole, like, constantly getting jumped by 3 people and then the constant, like, people coming back so fast.
I haven't played it yet.
I don't know, it feels out of place to me. It feels really out of place to me. I'd rather play Elimination. That one's way more fun.
Elimination, nice. Yeah, there's a lot of game modes I haven't actually tried out yet. What do you think, Blue? You got to play it too, right?
I've played a lot of it, and I think I've gotten pretty decent at it. After I do all these videos on For Honor where I'm totally trash, and I'm like, man, I have no fucking clue how to play this game. So then I spend like 2 days like trying to get good, and I'm like, wow, like this is actually a much better game than I remember it being when you actually know what you're doing.
Agreed.
But yeah, I've played a lot of I practiced a lot of 1v1. I don't like 2v2 very much. And then a lot of the game modes are good. I think the one that's always the most fun because it's just how hectic it is is Dominion, the 4v4.
Yes, very fun.
That one's really fun.
Very, very fun. Nobody respects 1v1s though.
Nobody.
Oh, yeah.
No, literally nobody. It was funny because I was playing with Dork, and every time we get into like a zone fight, like he just stands there while he watches me like die to people in 1v1s.
I have like a little rule. Like, when there's a 1v1 happening, I want you to stay out of it until I'm dying. If I'm dying, you get the fuck in there and save me ASAP.
Is there like a general rule is supposed to respect the 1v1s?
No, not really.
I haven't been.
The whole point of it is to, you're winning. So
yeah,
I try to respect 1v1s. Like if it's very clear that like 2 people are like in a heated showdown, because the reality is like even if you lose a 1v1, like it's kind of in the middle of a fight, kind of blue balls you if like you guys are having a crazy epic fight and then your friend just comes in, it's sidewinds the shit out of this dude. Yeah. It's like, oh man,
the game shines most during its 1v1s in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Like 1v1s, like the game just shines so well, and what makes the game feel unique is that it feels like an open fighting game. Like I don't know how to put this in a genre because
it's a fighting
game mixed with some like it's weird. Like it's weird in a really good way. It's like I'm playing a fighting game, but it's not a fighting game, but it is a fighting game. It's like oh man, like it feels so good though.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the experience I had too. And I started out with so for me, I hardly played the beta, like the very first one that came out.
Same, I never played it at all.
That was closed. Yeah, okay. So I played just a little bit to like see the tutorials. I was like, oh, this looks cool.
Mhm.
Again, I'm not somebody who plays betas a lot because when I get a game, I want it. I want to keep it. So I don't really invest a lot of time in betas at all. So I played the campaign first, went through Knights, Vikings, and Samurai, and I had the same effect. I was like, whoa, this is a legit campaign. I mean, it's not like the game's not focused around the campaign at all because the voice acting was very questionable at times. And same thing with like the story, how it unfolds. But it was a legit campaign that made me go, wow, they put actually some serious time, effort, and assets into it. And I was pleasantly surprised. So I did that, which taught me how to play the game essentially. And then jumped into Dominion first and had a blast playing that on multiplayer. Like I totally get why this game is popular right now, because just like you said, there isn't something out there that does this. It's a unique fighting game it's like a Tekken kind of weird open world type of thing that's mixed together, that's not as complex as Tekken combos.
Tekken meets Chivalry.
Yeah, you know? And that's a very specific place that doesn't exist, that is clearly popular right now, that people want and enjoy because of you see how popular this game is. And it's really fun, you know? The only downside is it's peer-to-peer, which is sad in 2017. But
it's interesting though, isn't it? Like most times, the only times where it feels peer-to-peer, and it's only happened once so far, is when this one guy was lagging. But it doesn't like, I haven't really had too many connection issues other than the fact that, I get kicked out of games, like everyone will get kicked out. So I just found it really weird how it's peer-to-peer, yet it'll kick everyone out the game. Like that's
I haven't had that happen. When somebody drops host in Dominion, it just like pauses it and says reconfiguring or some crap like that. And then,
I've definitely seen that too.
Yeah, then somebody gets the host, you know? The things I've noticed with the peer-to-peer stuff is that it seems like blocking and countering can be affected by it. Like you feel like you're blocking a certain way and it's not registering. I don't know if that's just the game engine or if it's or if it really is peer-to-peer connections, or I'm just bad at the game, because that could be it too. There's 12 characters, and like learning all those characters is a huge time investment. Just like you were saying, like you really have to put time into it, and it goes deep. There's a lot of mechanics in the game that are very rewarding to master, but also, like you said, are very difficult at the same time.
Yeah, and with the 12 characters, it's like you're not just mastering the character you're using, but you have to also understand every character in the game, how to fight against them, how to pick your fights, how like there's so much to learn. You have to you can't just learn one character and assume you have to figure it out. You have to be able to fight against every single class in the game, and that it feels really good once you get it down. Like myself, I've been maining Orochi, and it's one of the hardest characters to master in the game. But supposedly later on, if you actually do master, it's really rewarding. But I find myself with a huge weakness against people with shields. Like I'm really bad against people with shields because they can just spam their constant guard breaks and do their heavy hits that I can't. That's hard to dodge sometimes. So though I feel bad at the game, I do feel like I'm getting better at it.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps me going. I'm like, oh, I lost. Like I'm not upset. Like I'm kind of, I'm upset for a second because I died, but it's like, oh, I want to get better so I can kill that dude. Like I want to kill him. I want to kill these guys.
Yeah.
And it feels really good. It's motivating.
Motivating, yes.
Motivating.
Yeah, that's the same thing I have. Is every time I lose, it just makes me want to get better at the game. And I mean, I'm pretty sure we're all Orochi mains, aren't we?
I've played 3 characters right now. So when I started out with Dominion, I went to Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi is crazy.
I went to Mitsubishi first.
Mitsubishi.
Yeah, and I played just Mitsubishi first for like 2 hours. Then the next night, I went Berserker, had some fun with Berserker, and then went to Orochi. So I'm still trying to feel out what my main is going to be, or my quote unquote main, you know?
Yeah, I really like Orochi.
Go ahead.
But yeah, I mean, I picked Orochi because of the fact that, well, I mean, I don't know. Like, I just like fast characters in general in games.
Me too.
Like, I've always just really favored agile, fast characters.
That's why I picked it. Fast and strong, like they have to be fast and strong.
Which is what half of the samurais are. Half the samurais are fast and agile characters, Nobushi and Orochi. Which you don't get that same speed from. I think the only other character that comes close to that same speed is Peacekeeper, which is on the Knights. So I obviously gravitated towards samurai. But just the skill involved with actually playing agile characters is really underrated, because I think a lot of people seem to complain about good samurais, but it's like good samurais are like it's like you don't just pick it up. That's just not how any characters work. No character in the game is just you're gonna pick it up and be a god with it. That's just not how it works. Like, you got to learn that character's abilities. You have to learn what ability, like what attacks work against other attacks. Like with Orochi, I've learned real quickly that you can interrupt other people's heavy attacks with his light attacks. So his whole kit is just all about waiting for people to attack you first.
Yeah, and
so
I think it depends, because I've had moments where waiting has really been bad for me, and I had moments where putting pressure on people was really good for me. So like there'd be times where, like you said, you can cancel heavy. So I just constantly give it to them, like switch up, left, up, right, left.
Give them the hands, switch it up.
Hands.
Like, if you can confuse somebody, it's a wrap.
Super
and then
powerful. Yep.
How with Orochi, you get. I never knew this. Someone had to explain this to me in chat. They're like, "Hey, do you know how to deflect?" I was like, "What the hell's deflecting? You mean parrying?" It was like, "No, deflect." It was like if you dodge towards their attack, you deflect it, and you can go ahead and do combos on them. I was like, "What?" So I tried it out in a 1v1, and it was so cool. So if someone hits you to the left, you dodge to the left at a perfect time, you deflect their weapon, and you just go in.
It's ridiculously powerful, because after you deflect, you can either hit a right button or a right trigger, and it's a guaranteed, like, unblockable.
Yeah, it's crazy. And that's another thing to master with Orochi. People think it's so easy. It's not easy to do that. You can't just assume someone's to do a move, because you have to be able to read someone and then be able to do it perfect timing, and it's not easy to do.
That's why, and what I've been learning with Orochi is, as good as deflect is, I feel like parrying is still better in 90% of the situations.
Agreed, yeah.
Like deflect is really cool. I think deflect is the most useful against like quicker characters like Peacekeeper, where it's harder to parry, but you can kind of cheese a deflect on them. You're doing a fast attack. So, but I just learned that Nobushi's light top attack is god tier.
Oh yeah, that's
murder people.
Very much so. It's also quick to get away and all that. Yeah, like that.
What have you guys been finding to work with Orochi? Like, what do you guys find that really works against just a huge variety of different characters?
I've learned that Nobushi just dunks on my dick. Like Nobushi just every time I go against
your dick.
Yeah, she
come on, it's slow.
Come on,
she kicks me right in my dick, dude. She doesn't even like Nobushi's just so hard to play against, because all of her.
Nobushi the one with the far range one, or the
the bleed,
one with
the bleed pole,
stabby bleed.
Yeah, bleed pole.
The stabby
girl.
Girl
That has like a mask on. Like, that has like a cool straw hat.
Yeah,
I can't go against her either. Like, for some reason, I always have to run away. I'm like, no, I can't do it.
With the whole thing with Nobushi is that, I mean, she's just god tier poking.
Yeah.
And the Orochi has like a very, very specific range where he can really use his attacks, and obviously his Storm Rush, which is like his bread and butter.
Yeah.
So, and Nobushi is like, everywhere you go, she is just within range of what you want to do.
Yeah, basically.
So your only choice is to like just bum rush her and like really get in her face. But like even then, like good Nobushi is gonna give you the hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't go against Nobushi at all without having trouble. Like, I have to either get lucky that they're bad, or I just gotta run away. I'm like, all right, bye.
Yeah,
I
pretty
can't
much.
fight you right now.
And
I can't fight you.
And then a lot of range. She's like the only one has like really, really good range and is also very fast.
Yeah, it's true.
Which is why she gives me so much of a problem. Whereas Orochi has really good range as well. And then Kensei kind of gives me problems too. Because Kensei also has crazy range with his like 50-foot sword.
I know.
So whenever I try to like bait a Storm Rush, when I try to bait a Storm Rush out of him, I'm like, you bitch. And then he's like, swing. It's like, oh, okay. That's cool, man. I didn't want to hit you at all.
Wait, which guy?
Kensei, the fat samurai, not the Goliath samurai.
He's the first one,
samurai.
the quote,
the first guy,
the quote unquote easy one.
Yeah. The first one,
yeah.
Quote unquote easy one.
Well, you know how they have set them like they've easy, medium,
easy, medium, hard,
and all that stuff, which is like a nice way to get people into the game. But really, it's the mechanics of the game that are hard. So all the characters are technically difficult if you don't know the mechanics.
Which, once again, I can't stress this enough. The best part about this game is the fact that it takes skill. Like, it's a skill-based game. You know, like, there is skill gap. You can't just assume everyone's be on even playing fields, which is cool.
Yeah, it is really cool. It turns off some people, which is too bad. I think maybe the game does a decent job with giving you tutorials and like bots to fight against, and also level 3 bots they're aggressive as hell and difficult to go against. So that's good. But at the same time, it might be nice if they added some sort of way to ease people into the mechanics a little bit better. I don't know if they could, because again, it might just straight up be.
I think campaign's a great way to learn it, honestly. Like, campaign's a great way to get the mechanics down, and campaign forces you to play as all three factions. So I feel like campaign's a great way to figure out, hey, okay, this is the person I want to use. This is how you play. And if you feel like you need more practice, put the difficulty up, go into maybe multiplayer, go against AI. I feel like there's a lot of ways for you to get better at the game. You just have to take advantage of it.
Oh, yeah.
I think AI is also a fantastic way of kind of learning your kit for a start. I think my biggest mistake, and I think most people's biggest mistake, is that they jump right into multiplayer and like, oh, I'll figure it out. It's like, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Like, you really got to go play the campaign to really get a feel for the game. And I think it's mandatory with just about any character is you got to jump into an AI game and just kind of figure out what you're going to be doing with that character.
Yeah. Yeah. But for anybody listening and wanting to jump into For Honor and then you're going to try out different characters, definitely try it out against an AI first. Just hands down, do that. Do either like a 1v1 duel or go into practice mode. Play against the AI. That way you can learn the character. Because when you're playing, let's say, Dominion, you easily forget about your stuff right away with a new character. Because you jump into a game, it's hectic and crazy. Suddenly there's a 2v1 going on, and you start to forget things right away.
Your mind goes blank, dude. It happens fast. It's happened to me. Like, I learned something new, and I just throw it out the window. I'm like, wait.
Yeah.
Why didn't I just do what I just learned?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to quickly stab them and run away.
Dominion, I got stabbed, pushed off the edge. No, I'm done.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely go in and try the bots first, because it really, really helps. It really does.
It really, really does. Please do it.
Yeah. That's what happened last night. I went in as a berserker, played some bots, got some of the kit down, and then I jumped into some 1v1s and had a good time playing it. Then I switched over to Orochi, did the exact same thing, played some bots, tried to get some of the kit down. Like, I keep forgetting about the, what do you call it? The dash? You backdash?
Deflect?
No.
Oh, the Storm Rush.
Yeah, Storm Rush. I'm still trying to get the deflect down. Like, it's really hard to read that and do it correctly.
Yeah, it's hard for me to do it like in normal matches. But the cool thing about the AI as well is if you don't have to feel bad about going against AI, because the game does reward you like these similar to bounty type features where you pick up certain bounties and they'll ask you to go into AI modes. So it's pretty cool. You get XP and you also get the currency needed to upgrade your gear and to buy more little boxes that come with more gear.
Yep. And like I said, a level 3 bot is legitimately difficult. Like they're like it feels like a top player.
But in a fun way. It's really fun.
Yeah, in a fun way, exactly. They harass you and do all kinds of different stuff and a lot of tricks. Apparently, the level 3 bots was how some of the combos were discovered that people saw. Because they're like, oh, you could do that? Look at this bot doing that. So, yeah. It's a good game. The other thing, too, I'm really surprised about is how beautiful it is. Like, holy crap.
It's such a good-looking game.
Right?
I'm surprised that, like, that's what I was saying. I was surprised at how much polish this game has. Like, it's such a beautiful looking game. It's really well optimized, and the gameplay just feels really, really smooth. And that's something I rarely ever get from a lot of Ubisoft games.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
A lot of games in general lately.
A lot of games in general that they feel like very like default. Like, it's the same problem I had with Ghost Recon. Is while the open world was nice, like the gameplay, like the actual gunplay felt really like default. Like there was like they clicked on all the like, okay, this is how you make a third person shooter basic settings, and they didn't like do anything with it.
Yeah.
And then kind of the same deal I have with a ton of games that come out.
Yeah.
And just with this game, like the gameplay just feels so good. It's like it's something you can't even explain. Like you just tell the difference between a game that just feels really good to play.
Yep.
And then a game that's like, oh, like, yeah, I guess it was okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I keep thinking about it. Like, it's been a while since I had a game where I constantly want to be playing. Well, of course, I can't always be playing it, but I'm always thinking about wanting to play it. So it feels good.
Yeah, I find myself streaming too, being like, oh, I want to keep playing this. just keep on playing. It's so good. It's a lot of fun. And I haven't tried all the different multiplayer modes. So I know there's 1v1, there's 2v2s, like the duels, and then I tried Dominion. What else was there?
They have elimination and they have skirmish. So pretty much elimination is 4v4, and your job is to kill the other team in the round. And there's a best out of 5 rounds.
Okay.
You can revive your teammate. You can pick up health. You can pick up armor, attack buff. That mode's really fun.
That's cool.
They also have skirmish where it's 4v4, and your job is to get to 1,000 points. So you get points for killing the enemy team. They spawn back. You get points for killing the little ad people. Those little AI, the captain AI. And like I said, I don't like that mode honestly, because
it sounds like
it's
Dominion.
just not fun constantly getting. It's like Dominion, just without the fun parts to it.
Oh, without the zones?
Yeah, it's no zone. There's just straight. It's like team deathmatch kind of thing.
Okay, kind of like
It's a
Clash,
deathmatch.
like Clash and Destiny.
Yeah, and it's just not fun because you're constantly in a 2v1, 3v1,
Mm,
and
mhm.
you feel like you had the upper hand. Like, oh, I'm about to beat this guy. Nope, his two friends just spawned next to you. They're about to
Yeah.
come jump you. So you're constantly getting cock blocked, and
Yeah.
it's not fun.
I bet if you're a god at blocking and parrying, like going against two people all the time would be really fun.
Oh yeah,
Because
especially with the buffs, if you can pick up like attack buffs and shield buffs.
Yeah, once you start getting a little bit better at pairing, it's really a lot more fun, I guess. I think that's the thing I've been practicing the most is pairing.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's like probably the most important skill to have if you're going to be good with any character is to be decent at pairing.
Yep.
And I've learned that it's really not as hard as people think it is to really hold off 2v1s. Because when you're locked onto a certain person, obviously it's going to take a lot of effort to really 2v1 them.
Mm-hmm.
But if someone's like hitting you from behind, like you'll get the indicator that's okay, this is when you can parry. Block that way. Oh, you just parry that dude. He's out of the fight for like 2 seconds now.
Mm-hmm.
Now keep fighting this dude. So it's like just a matter of buying yourself time to do what you want to do.
Yeah, exactly. So if you get really good at those mechanics, I imagine doing 2v1s would actually be a lot of fun. But right now, it's like it gets annoying when you get gangbanged. Like, please
That's
no.
like the first thing I practiced. Like the first thing, as soon as I got the game, I was like, can we parry in this game? Like I need to learn how to parry because I love games like Metal Gear Rising that focus on parrying. Like any Platinum games, the focus is to learn how to parry,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt like parrying isn't a skill you learn very easily. So if you can get that down, you'll have the upper hand on a lot of people from the get. So I feel like it's good to invest time on like learning how to parry.
Yeah, agreed. Yep. Oh, what's the frame rate on PS4, by the way?
It's steady 30 frames.
Steady 30.
It runs
Okay.
at 1440p on the Pro.
Oh, it does? Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, the game's gorgeous.
No frame drops.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and again on PC, obviously on Ultra, man, just beautiful looking game. It's got like it has like a lens type of filter to it. It looks like you're looking through a lens of a camera. Like I love it when games do that. You know, they have like the chromatic abrasion, all that to simulate the effect of a lens, and just I love how much polish, like Blue was saying in there. That's the biggest thing that I was surprised about with the campaign was like there's so much polish in the campaign too. Like the worlds are really put together and so much art and detail. You know, and it's just the campaign levels that you're going through. It's beautiful. So, well, I think that's the For Honor discussion, right?
Yeah,
seems
it's
about
a
right.
good game. Give it a shot if you're not sure about it. Watch some YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Watch some streams, and
see
if you can get into it.
I will say if you're not really into PvP, then it might not be your game because it's there's a large focus on PvP. Oh, you know what? We didn't talk about the customizations. You guys want to touch on that? Like that's pretty big, right?
Yeah, so pretty much each character can be equipped with different armor pieces, including their weapons. So your weapons are like almost fully customizable. Your gear, so your helmets, your shoulders, chest, legs. Is it legs or just stops? I think it stops at chest, right?
I'm not sure. I haven't.
I think
I've seen
chest and
chest.
weapon.
I don't know if I've seen legs.
Chest and weapon.
Yeah, and hat
That's what it
too,
is.
like helmet.
Yeah. So all that affects you in some sort of way, from giving you a faster speed and like faster rate of acquiring your revenge mode, which is like a Super Saiyan kind of mode. You also can just change your attack, defense, and all that cool stuff. Like it's a really nice customization system, and it gets deeper the more you level up. And Blue told me a tip to not invest in any armor until you prestige for the first time. And I've been hearing good things about that anyway. So prestige your first time and then start investing in new armor because you get like a really good gear.
How does the prestige system work, by the way? You guys know?
You get to
level 20.
For a character?
Something like that. For a character, and then you prestige, and then after you prestige, you get like when you scavenge or get stuff from Battlefield, you get actually unique gear, like actually cool looking gear.
Nice.
And you can do it 30 times, so you can prestige 30 times. With
Oh wow,
character.
30 times. That's cool. So for those that don't know, you level up individual characters. So you have to like unlock them with steel. You can play as any of the 12 characters, but you have to first unlock it with steel, which is kind of like a in-game currency that you collect from like playing the campaign or playing multiplayer and all that. And then every time you finish a match in PvP, and it can be against AI as well, you level up your character. So I think like my Mitsubishi is like 12 or something like that. Mitsubishi. So that's really cool. You can actually level up each one of these characters and then start unlocking unique things. The stat bonuses, I believe, only apply to Dominion and like Skirmish, maybe anything that has the grunts on the battlefield, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I believe so.
Yeah, so keep that in mind too. So you can't get like an advantage on 1v1s, and there's no revenge mode on 1v1s, but in Dominion and Skirmish, you get those type of stat bonuses. So
And they also have a faction war going on during the entire
Oh, yeah.
multiplayer
Mhm.
experience, where the Vikings, Samurai, and Knights are fighting for land. So every time you win a match, you can deploy like your, I guess let's just say soldiers, and they fight for that piece of land where you just fought. Like you get to choose a part of like the team deathmatch land or the Dominion land,
Mhm.
and at the end of a season, whoever has the most land gets unique ornaments for their character to customize, and I believe emblems as well.
nice. Yeah, it's good. It's a good game. I'm very pleased with it.
Good ass game.
I'm surprised actually at how much I've been enjoying it. I wasn't sure if it was gonna be my type of game, but so far I'm like,
Same.
yeah, I'm digging it.
I'm glad I got it. Like it's really, really fun.
Yeah.
This
So
game good.
yeah, there was some stuff going on in Destiny this week, guys. A patch drop. Patch. Come on in, play the Crucible, and get shot by a sidearm. Come on now.
Tefty, didn't you say a few weeks ago that this patch wouldn't change much in the game?
I said that it's like it's gonna shift the meta slightly, and
It
basically,
kind of shifted the
Well,
meta pretty drastically.
I said the same thing where I said that I didn't expect a whole lot, to
Well,
be honest.
okay, so instead of getting shot by shotguns all the time, you're getting shot by like
Sidearms.
it's sidearms and the hand cannons that you're used to being shot by.
Yep.
So yeah,
So
it
it's
got.
pretty much year one replacing shotguns.
I wouldn't say year one. No.
I still have. I mean, I've played a little bit of it, a pretty decent amount, where I've just kind of topped into Crucible for like an hour or two,
Mhm.
been playing around with it. I don't have any interest in Trials because everyone's telling me Trials is AIDS now. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stay out of Trials. So, I mean, it's a good patch. Like I think it's in a much better direction than it was
Mhm.
for the past year, to be honest, which is good. But I'm just kind of at the point where it's like it just feels like too little, too late
Yeah.
for me, especially with Destiny 2. We know it's on the horizon.
Yeah.
Like, so it's just kind of at this point where it's like I just don't really. I think even though this patch was good, and I think it's good for the people who still really invest a lot of time into Destiny. For me, as someone who's never been like a sweaty Crucible player or someone who's never been that into Crucible, it's just like, man, like this patch has been good for me, but at the same time, it just proved to me why I don't think I'm going to be investing any more time in Destiny until Destiny 2,
Mhm.
unless there's like another patch that comes out that gets me interested in PvE again. But
Right.
Destiny 2 on the horizon, like I just don't see it.
Yeah, I mean there is an April update coming, so we know that, and that's going to be PvE focused. So there is that on the horizon. But yeah,
I hope so.
I got the same. Well, no, they mentioned some stuff in the TWAB and all that, how they're working on.
They always mention stuff.
They
We never
always
know.
mention it.
Yeah, that'll be cool. I'm
there's-
expecting. I think the only thing they can do is like updated raids, but that's for another time.
Yeah, another time for sure. In terms of, I'm like on the same boat with you with the patch. It's like if you still enjoyed the Crucible, then I think it freshens up the Crucible for you, and you can go and further enjoy it. If you dropped out of the Crucible, say 3 months ago, because of the reasons that we all know about in the Crucible, this doesn't fix those at all. Sure, you don't get shot by a shotgun nearly as much, but it's still the same Crucible, essentially. The same experience of, peer-to-peer connections being trash. The things just don't register from time to time. It's
Red bars still rule the
Red
land. And I still have
bars.
kills that don't actually get killed
Mhm.
until like 2 seconds later. Like I'll headshot
ability
someone,
kills
and
or
then
like
later
yeah.
you're a tink and they're dead. I'm like,
exactly. Ability kills are
But it
still
does feel
dominant.
good.
So
It does feel good to constantly be in a primary battle. Like 90% of my experience is always hand cannons, and that reminds me of year one.
Mhm.
So it does feel good to be into like primary battles and not just who saw someone first past the corner with the shotgun.
yeah.
That's just from my experience, and my experience has been more enjoyable. But the only thing that pretty much makes me not want to continue playing the game is, like you said, red bars still, left and right, and just the game just feels out of date.
Constant
it feels
trades.
really out of date.
It's
does,
just really out of date.
It's a very out of date game. Like the game is very 2000 and what came out 14 or 15? 2015.
14.
It's very
It's
2014.
very 2014. That's what
So
it
much
is.
changes within the time span of 3 years that everyone doesn't really. I mean, at this point, I think that literally everybody understands. Even the most diehard Destiny defenders will admit that it's like this game is just out of date. There's a lot of things that just aren't going to be fixed because it's a 3-year-old game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the engine is very old. I do agree about that. Yeah, it's got its problems, and we're aware of them. And here's the other thing too: a lot of the population has played games now, like Overwatch. Overwatch is an exemplary example of netcode and 60 FPS, both on console and PC and all that, and balance as well. So there's
Overwatch so good.
Titanfall came out. That's an example. Battlefield. All these games came out that show how you can have a great multiplayer experience that doesn't have frustrating experiences where it's like
it doesn't sacrifice things. And I don't know why. I don't know why this weird mindset came up, and I think it's because Destiny community is in a very large bubble. Like there's a lot of people in the Destiny community, but it is a very, very big bubble.
Mm-hmm.
And I think because we love the game so much, we started accepting pitfalls, and they're like, oh well, this game has its problems, and these games have these problems, and no game's PvP is perfect, but it's like when you step back and play other games, it's like Jesus Christ, like so many games.
There's a lot of problems with Destiny's PvP.
So many games do what Destiny wants to do 10 times better. So many games from 10 years before Destiny came out are doing what Destiny PvP wants to do 10 times better. So it's like, it's just outdated, man. Yeah. I think Bungie bit off more than they could chew with, because Destiny is insanely ambitious. Like there's no arguing that.
Yeah.
So
especially for a console and also being on last gen. Yeah. I mean, last gen held it back for the most part, and that's why it's in the state. And that's why we look forward to Destiny 2.
Yep.
There's something that you can do though in PvE right now that I really hope they don't take away, but they're most likely going to take away because it is some of the funnest I've had in Destiny in a long time. Is it
the Sunbreaker thing?
Yes. So you can have infinite hammers. Infinite hammer.
Explain that to me.
Oh my God, it is so good. So you basically get, as a Sunbreaker, you have to make sure you take off Scorched Earth or whatever it is. When you pop your super, you leave like a puddle of fire. You have to take that off because it can destroy your Sparrow. So once you get your super, you have to pull out your Sparrow, okay? Once you pull out your Sparrow, you hop off. You make sure you have your primary focused or out, not, make sure you don't have your special or heavy out. So your primary out, then you start hopping on the Sparrow by holding square or X and then pop your super at the same time. And there's a very small window where if you do it just right, as you hit or jump on the Sparrow, you'll see a hammer icon in the bottom when you're on your Sparrow. And then that's when you know you did it. And then you, this is the weirdest part. You have to go into your menu and switch your primary weapon slowly. I don't know why.
Slowly.
You just like switch
it.
Mean? Switch it like that. You can't go switch.
Oh,
you can't spam it.
Oh, okay. I was like, how do you stop the actual frames from slowing down?
Yeah, you have to you switch it once and then you switch it back, and then you hop out of that screen, then hop off your Sparrow, and you have infinite hammers.
How the hell do people figure this stuff out?
I don't know.
Did they explain why the prime? I feel like sometimes these people post it where they figure it out, and they post all these different steps just to fuck with you, just to waste some time.
No, you have to do that.
Spin around 3 times.
No,
I'm not saying you don't have to do that. I'm just saying it feels like sometimes
because I did it without. How do you? I did it without, and it didn't work.
How do you figure out? I got to do it slowly. Switch my primary, changes my super. How do you figure that stuff out?
I don't know, man. It is crazy, but it is one of the funnest things. So if you have Tiger Knee, I've been calling it Tiger Knee, and you can fly across the map. It is amazing, and the cooldown. There's basically no cooldown. You just have to hit the jump a little bit while you're in air. You can Tiger Knee again. So I've been doing that to bosses, and it is so fun because there's solar burn this week. So you just Tiger Knee into the boss repeatedly, and they get staggered and just get melted. It is the greatest thing ever.
Wow.
It's a lot of fun. You should try it if you can. This week, solar burn is going to be
I think we should get 3 Titans together and just 3 of them doing it together.
That's what I was doing on stream. Yeah. It's so good. Oh man. But yeah, it takes a glitch right now to make PvE really fresh. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Anything else going on this week? Oh, you played the Resident Evil DLC, right?
Yep. So we played Resident Evil 7 DLC, the banned footage volume 2, which consisted of Daughters, which is a new story DLC. It's a prequel, and this other mode called 21, where you play as Clancy, the camera guy from the demo and the main game, and you're pretty much playing 21, the card game, but you're playing for your life. And it's really cool. The way they did it, it's like you're playing a Saw movie. It's really sick. And the Daughters story is a prequel to show you how the virus went around the house and showing you Jack saving, Evie and
interesting.
it's really cool. I don't want to say too much because I'm afraid of spoiling anything.
Yeah.
But it's a prequel to the main game, and it's really cool. I do recommend it.
Nice. How long is it?
It depends because these are one of the things where 21 you can unlock more difficulty modes for more trophies.
Okay.
And Daughters you have to play it twice because most likely you will get the wrong ending, so you have to go through it again, learn what you did, and try to get the true ending. So, the true ending took me about like 2 hours.
Okay.
Bad ending took me about like less than an hour.
Okay. Yeah. So not too long. Nice. I'm looking forward to that. It doesn't come out on PC, I think, until the 21st.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Do you guys get it all at once though? Do you get it like the same
I think
way?
so. I think it like all dumps, because
it's worth it.
Yeah. Isn't there another piece of content coming out on the 21st also?
In spring, I believe it's the free DLC where you get to use Redfield.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's hopefully a bigger one.
Yep. I hope so.
Yeah.
We'll get to find out more. We'll get to find out what Redfield they're talking about. So.
Right. Yeah, I enjoyed Resident Evil a lot, so I'm happy there's more content coming for that. I hope there's like a meaty DLC though, like something that really adds some hours. Because I like 1 or 2 hour type of DLCs, but at the same time I want some like content.
So yeah, I've just been enjoying it so much, and I'll take whatever they give me, honestly. And there's also one more thing I forgot. This DLC came out with a mode called I think it's Feed Jack or Jack is Jack's 55th birthday.
Right.
And you have to pretty much go through different parts of the game, and it's like a mini game thing, and it's like just a joking, very fun, and you're pretty much feeding him. You're bringing food to the table. You're bringing wine bottles or champagne bottles. You're bringing different types of food. You can combine spices, and the enemies, every time you kill an enemy or do damage, you gain more time. So it's like a time trial thing.
That's cool.
And the enemies are wearing like top hats. They're wearing like funny hats and stuff. Like it's really fun. It's really goofy.
Nice. That sounds really cool. That's awesome. So anything else been going on this week?
I think I saw Blue too. Pokemon Go just released their Gen 2. So they finally released some of the Gen 2 Pokemon, and I got back into it. I think I saw Blue tweeting out too that he was playing it for a little bit.
I played it for a little bit. It's cool with all the new Pokemon. It did make me want to go out and play Pokemon Go again for a little while, which I'm probably going to end up doing for a little bit because obviously there's all these new items to evolve Pokemon, and then the game has gotten a little better with all the quality of life changes and crap. So
that's good.
Pokemon Go has always been fun. It's just there's still no like actual battling. There's still no trading. So those are the two things that just make me kind of like not really want to play it that much.
It's not the full experience yet.
It's not the full experience. It's probably not going to be the full experience for a long time, which sucks.
Yeah, I agree.
But it is cool that there's all these new Pokemon to catch. I still think the evolution system sucks dick, to be honest. So there's just a lot of problems with it still, but it's still fun. It's still fun to go catch Pokemon and see like a Cyndaquil. I gotta catch the Cyndaquil! Oh shit, we're going right now.
And they made it easier too. Like I noticed that say if there's Pokemon around you, you can actually press on that Pokemon if it's around like a certain like Pokestop or something. Yeah, and it'll show you exactly where it's at. Like it'll show you to go to this location. It's pretty cool.
It's a lot better. I still think the step system was better, if I'm being quite honest, because at least the step system was like interesting to do. Whereas with this system, it's a little not as fun to figure out, I guess. But obviously they changed the step system for whatever server issues and crap. But I think it's a fun game. If you want to go out and catch Pokemon, it'd be dope. Go do it. It's still the nostalgia factor is just always what keeps me coming back. Even every once in a while, I'll still come back and play a little Pokemon Go when I'm outside. It used to be I would go outside to play Pokemon Go, and now it's like if I happen to catch myself outside, I'd be like, I guess I'll open Pokemon Go and see what's going on.
You're like waiting in the grocery store. You're like, Pokemon Go.
I guess I'll open it up. Look like a nerd.
Nice.
Yeah, it's cool. Update was cool.
Nice. That's good to hear.
What about you, Tefty?
No, I haven't
free
played
steps in. Gonna get fit AF. Gonna be Swoleborn. Swole Tefty.
Swoleborn. We're playing Swoleborn 2, Battle of the Bulge.
Swoleborns. Swole Souls 2.
Swole Souls 2. Yeah, stick it to me.
Oh my god.
I think that's a podcast, right? What you think, guys?
Podcast Endo.
Podcast end. Thank you very much for listening, guys. We really appreciate it. Once again, I'm Tefty Teft. Talk to me at Teft on Twitter. You catch the streams on twitch.tv/Tefty Teft.
Tefty.
And I am a VersusTheStream. You can go ahead and follow me on Twitter at VersusTheStream. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/VersusTheStream, and check out my YouTube content at youtube.com/VersusTheInternet.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw! My name is BlueWestlo. You can catch me on youtube.com/BlueWestlo. Upload 3 times a week. Also on twitch.tv/BlueWestlo, and catch me on Twitter at BlueWestlo. See, yeehaw!
Yeehaw.
What tarnation?
Yo, goddamn.
See you next time, you hear?
Y'all come back now.